I know our program, our time is much there, but we will see how we will squeeze and how we will make it to flow as it was. But that should not bother you. I just want you to be attentive, even as we touch on the teaching of false prophets. We want to check on 1 John chapter 4, and then I will say some few things, and you will be done. 1 John chapter 4. 1 John chapter 4, verse 1. It says, "Beloved, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits to see whether they are from God. For many false prophets have gone out into the world. By this you know the Spirit of God. Every spirit that confesses that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh is from God. And every spirit that does not confess Jesus is not from God. This is the spirit of the Antichrist, which you heard was coming and now is in the world." The Bible tells us, young people, that, "Beloved, do not believe every spirit." Do not believe every spirit. But it continues to say, "But test the spirits." Test. Do you know how to test something? When you cook food, ladies are good in testing things. They are good in testing whether the salt is enough. They test whether sugar is enough. The Bible tells us, young people, we need to test the kind of spirits. You must test. Tell your neighbor, you must test. Then the question is, how do we test the spirit? Do we test as the way we normally test salt? Is the way we normally test tea? Absolutely no. Dear friends, we are told, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits to see whether they are from God. I want you to identify the two different spirits here. The first is called a spirit from God. A spirit from God. A spirit from God. A spirit from God, capital G. A spirit from God with capital S. Spirit of God. In other words, a spirit from God, put opening and closing invitation commas. Am I right? Invitation. Opening and closing. You write the Spirit of God. The Spirit of God. The Spirit of God. And we have also the Spirit of truth. The Spirit of God is the Spirit of truth. That is the first one. I said a spirit from God. Woman, you put it, the opening and the closing. You write there. It is still there, the Spirit of God. Capital S, capital G. The Spirit of God. Put another end. It is still the same with the truth, the Spirit of truth. The Spirit of truth. Capital S, capital T. Capital S, capital T, the Spirit of truth. That is the first one. The second one here is the spirit of a false prophet, capital S. I mean small s. The spirit of a false prophet. You put it capital, I mean small s. The spirit of a false prophet. Put a small s. The spirit of a false prophet. Comma. Put invitation, open and you want to get it to understand the difference of these two. The spirit of Antichrist. Or even you can say, and opening and closing, the spirit of falsehood. The spirit of falsehood. So I just want you to check on these two. The first one is which one? The first one is which one? According to you, the first one is which one? The first one is the Holy Spirit. The first one that I gave you, the first and the second. The first one is Holy Spirit. And the Holy Spirit of God will lead us into the truth. The Holy Spirit of God will lead us into the truth. The Holy Spirit will never deceive us. The Holy Spirit will never deceive us or lead us astray. The Holy Spirit of God will never deceive you. The Holy Spirit of God will never lead you astray. Instead, He will always lead us into the truth and a closer walk with God. The Spirit of God will lead you to truth and closer walk with God. That is the work of the Holy Spirit. And the second spirit that John mentioned is a deceitful spirit. The beloved, do not believe in every spirit, but test the spirit to see whether they are from God. The second spirit that John mentioned here is a deceitful spirit, a fallen spiritual being walking through a false prophet. A fallen spiritual being walking through a false prophet or teacher whose purpose is to lead us astray from the truth. John is emphasizing that, beloved, do not believe in every spirit. You must test the spirit. He tells us that this kind of a spirit is a deceitful one, walking through a false prophet or teacher whose purpose and intention is to mislead us astray. And you know what, young people, the spirit may look appealing and very that a sound and appealing. It's so appealing, the spirit. This spirit may look appealing. They look and sound appealing to all of us. Can someone read for us 2 Corinthians chapter 2? I mean 2 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 14. The spirit may look and sound very appealing until you think that it is the Spirit of God. Check how he approached Jesus. He said, if you are the Son of God, if you are the Son of God, the Spirit itself sound appealing to Jesus. If you are the Son of God, Satan will never come and tell you, I am Satan. He will always use attractive and appealing messages to you. 2 Corinthians, who is there to read for us? 2 Corinthians 11 verse 14. 2 Corinthians 11:14, what does it say?
14, it says, "And no wonder, for even Satan disguised himself as an angel of light." That's what is it.
Yes, check that. 11:14. The Bible says, "And no wonder, for even Satan disguises himself as an angel of light." He disguises himself as an angel of light. He will not tell you, "I am an evil